Dorothy?
It's the damn story, Blanche.
Are you sure this is the right place?
No, but it was the only address we could find in Pepe's room.
Oh, I still feel uncomfortable about going through Pepe's things. Me too. Although it was kind of exciting opening his closet and seeing his little boxing trunks hanging there with that provocative nickname on them.
Blanche, Everlast is a brand name, not a nickname.
This Rose Bob Hope thing reminds me of a similar situation back in my village. Florence Pontevecchio used to fantasize that Alberto Bolognese was her brother.
Who was Alberto Bolognese?
He was the bootmaker in the village.
So what's so special about that?
Did I say it was special? I said it was similar. I'm having a cup of tea talking. The two of you have a look on your face like you paid for Phantom of the Opera tickets. I'll never forget that winter day in 1934. I was thinking, boy, am I blessed to have such a precious 2-year-old in my life.
Oh, look! Here's one of us on a bicycle built for two.
I'll never forget that spring day in 1940. I was thinking...
Ma, you're making this up!
Of course I am. How the hell should I remember what I was thinking back then?
I'm starting to chicken out. Now, Rose, honey, don't you be self-conscious. There's probably lots of people here with bodies much worse than yours and Dorothy's.
Well, then, let's just do it.
Oh, good, here they are. Come in, girls.
Hi, I'm Marlon. This is Jackie. We're from the Be a Pal program.
Yes, and I'm Blanche.
I just knew when I heard your voice on the phone that you'd be pretty.
Oh, well, thank you. Rose, this is my little pal, Jackie.
You mean you've been seeing him for over a month and you two haven't done it? He hasn't made one move. Of course, there was the time we were out to dinner and I thought he was coming on a little strong all of a sudden. But it turned out he was looking for his napkin under the table.
Something you didn't realize the other night?
Oh, you mean about you being blind, you mean? Oh, goodness, no, of course I knew that. I'm not blind. Not that there's anything wrong in that. Of course, there's nothing so good about it either. Could we just go?
Great. What restaurant are we headed to?
Oh, Harvey's at the shore. Do you know it?
No, I don't.
Oh, you'll love it. It has a gorgeous view.
Blanche, please, I am in no mood to hear about the parade of endless sexual encounters that you have experienced up and down the Florida coastline, with only this towel between your hot flesh and the cold, wet sand.
I brought my son Skippy home from the hospital in this towel job.
You're lying, Blanche. What is taking them so long? It's been over an hour.
I'm sure they're doing the best they can.
Cafeteria was closed. This is all I could find.
Thanks, honey.
Any word on Sophia?
None. No, I hate waiting.
I hate hospitals.
I hate when the people put each other down on Love Connection. It's my late night at the counseling center.
Oh.
But what are you doing here? Blanche told me she was sending you out on a date.
Oh, she did.
Didn't it work out?
Well, let's just say Blanche has it in her head what type is right for me, and she's way off.
I'll bet I could sit here for a minute and tell you what your type is. I'm good at this. Gosh, I'm stuck.
You haven't even started.
No, I'm stuck on the gum somebody left on this bench. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, I'll tell them. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Bye.
What'd he say?
He said he was in total agreement that it was a miscarriage of justice and we deserved the money.
Oh, that's great.
He also told me that I called his Chinese restaurant instead of the lottery commission. Oh. He felt so bad he's giving us free egg rolls the next time we come in.
I need a cigarette.
No, Dorothy. You sit right down here. Now, you need to exercise a little self-control. Dorothy, listen, you can quit smoking. Now, just do it the way I did it. Just taper off. Smoke only after sex.
Good idea. One pack will last her a lifetime.
I'm bankrupt. Dorothy, I just need a few bucks until the end of the month.
Oh, come on, Ma. We're leaving.
Wait, I gotta see at least one man bat. What a hit!
I got it!
Ma, you all right?
Fine, fine. Only next time, Salvador, either we start lower on the bed or remove the headboard. Last year, Gretchen Lilyhammer won for running into the burning library and saving all the books.
That is amazing. How'd she do that?
Well, she took 2 books in one hand and one in the other and ran like the Dickens.
Your library only has 3 books. What happens when a person's read them all?
I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Did you see that, Dorothy? There was a UFO.
Oh, Rose, don't be ridiculous. It was a plane. Deal. Come on.
Planes don't fly over residential neighborhoods.
Neither do UFOs. They only fly over empty fields in Kentucky, where fat guys in overalls named Cooley have just run out of gas.
It's a shame Sophia has nothing constructive to do anymore. She needs something to make her feel more fulfilled.
Well, I'll tell you what would make her feel more fulfilled.
A hobby. Oh, I thought you meant, a man.
You got a better hobby?
Ma, Pop's been dead 27 years.
What's your point?
What are you saying?
Isn't it obvious, Dorothy? She showered with a dead man for 5 years.
Rose, what did you want?
I got 2 tickets to the hottest Norwegian musical in town.
Rose, you've really tempted me, but I do have other plans.
You have a date? This was a lovely afternoon.
Oh, I'll say, I just love the legitimate theater. You know, I missed Mr. Lee J. Cobb in Death of a Salesman. I missed Mr. Marlon Brando in Streetcar Named Desire. Well, I was damned if I was gonna miss Mr. Dick Butkus and Pal Joey.
And there's a brand new water heater in the garage and wall-to-wall carpeting in all the bedrooms.
Ma, what the hell are you doing?
Selling the house.
A mother is someone who raises you and loves you and is always there for you. I don't need any more proof than that.
Me neither. I raised her. And I was the one who got her through that awkward period. The 50 toughest years of my life.
Miss Know-It-All, for your information, it takes 3 days.
So what did it do for you?
I've learned a hell of a lot about what makes Stanley run. Why I'm so reluctant to make commitments, why I can't keep friends, why all my business ventures seem to fail. I finally have an answer.
Because you're a schmuck?
Did you take this seminar?
Sophia, do you think I could take a bath before breakfast? It's been a while.
Here, let me help.
She's my friend. I want to help her.
Oh, it's just wonderful to think about, isn't it? The 2 of them together, and they're so cute.
Thinking about your breasts again, aren't you, Blanche? That you realize that Holly is a terrific person and would not do anything to hurt you or anybody else. And the sooner you realize that, Rose, the happier we'll all be. Come on, Blanche.
Come on. I can either buy the library or the phone booth in the center of town. I'll buy the library. If I were you, I'd buy the phone booth.
Why?
People use the phone booth. Now, it's my turn. Oh, 6. What luck! I own Lock and Britton Avenue. Game's over. I win. You win.
And in no mood to hear a story about you and some Yahoo cracker with 4 first names pawing at each other under a magnolia tree.
Well, pardon me, Dorothy, but we can't all come from places as socially acceptable as Brooklyn.
You were the one who chose adventure.
You also would have said Baltimore instead of the New World. You're no good at this, Dorothy. I'm the girl who played it safe. Maybe if I'd made the other choice, I would have been Prime Minister of Israel instead of my good friend Golda Meir.
Still can't believe that Rose caused all this trouble.
Unbelievable.
This whole fantasy about Bob Hope is sick.
Sick.
I mean, if she's going to have fantasies, they ought to be the normal, healthy kind. Like sweaty Argentinian cowboys whipping things while they ride naked on the back of Brahma bulls.
Ma, you've been in there for 20 minutes. Now, what are you doing?
Painting a fresco on the ceiling. It's a bathroom. What do you think I'm doing? What are you writing?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing? What is that?
Well, Ma, you have such a great sense of humor, and I can never remember all the funny things you say, so I've decided to keep a journal.
Journal? Who the hell are you, Bill Moyers?
Yeah, I mean, we don't know anybody here, and we'll never see any of these people again.
I'm really getting kind of hungry. I wouldn't mind getting something to eat.
All right, then I say we just cast caution to the wind, get butt naked, and have a good time.
If I had $1 for every time you said that, I'd be a wealthy woman.
Well, anyway, I'll never forget the time they sang at our annual talent show, right after the herring juggling act.
You mean to tell me that somebody actually juggled herring?
No, it was the herring who did the juggling. Tiny little Ginsu knives. Really very dangerous. I mean, one false move, they could have filleted themselves.
I knew there was something wrong with him.
No, he's not lousy. Well, I don't think he is.
Well, either he is or he isn't.
Well, I'm sure he's not. Of course, I have no proof that he's not, but still he's not, I think.
I don't get it.
Neither does Rose.
Hello, John. Well, how do I look?
Blanche.
Am I just the most adorable thing you ever saw?
Blanche.
What's the matter? Are you blinded by my beauty?
Blanche!
Oh, my God.
Want a glass of water to wash down your foot?
What a terrible man.
I know, but listen, let's not let him ruin our evening. We can still enjoy all this art.
Dorothy's right. Oh, look, 2 more mimes pretending to kill yourself. I'm gonna have some fun with it.
Ma, I think you better sit down. Come on, over here. Here you go.
Dorothy, should I get Sophia a glass of water?
No, Rose, you should sit here and watch her hack herself to death.
Are you sure?
Get the water!
Oh. I'm having a little trouble putting this all together. Clayton, I just feel like I don't know you anymore.
I'm the same person. I always was.
No, you're not. You used to be just like me.
What? Great looking,
Yes.
charming,
Yes.
irresistible to men?
Then I put my hands up over my head like
Oh,
this.
Blanche, I know that. When you end up with your arm around me.
Yeah, but that's just the first part. Did you know that if you blow right on the tip of a man's earlobe, it can drive him absolutely crazy? I'll show you. Go.
Sorry, the entire engagement is sold out. Michael!
Do you know who that is?
Sure, it's the guy from the Pepsi commercials.
Girls?
Would you all like to stay here with us?
Here? Gee, that didn't even cross my mind. What do you think, Max?
Well, there's no pool.
All right. We'll stay, but only for a couple of days. Get the bags, Pumpkin. He likes to eat breakfast in his underwear. I hope that's not a problem for anyone.
These seats are pretty far from the field.
Yeah. Dorothy, baseball was meant to be seen from the bleachers in small, intimate parks with real grass. If there's anything I hated, it's artificial turf.
That never stopped you from wearing it on your head.
A lake.
I think we'll just sit here.
I'll go with you, Rose. I'm a sucker for natural beauty. And a gin and tonic. Let's find the bar, Carl.
Blanche, I'm glad we're alone. There's something I think we should do.
Dorothy, I like you as a friend, but I think I'll pass.
I don't believe it! This is incredible news! I've been nominated for St. Olaf Woman of the Year!
Well, that's nice. Did the new TV guide come yet?
Blanche, you don't understand. In St. Olaf, this is the highest honor there is. Oh, I never dreamed that someone as unqualified as I am would ever be nominated for anything so important.
I guess Dan Quayle really opened the floodgates.
How did you know your mother was cheating, Dorothy?
Because Mr. Feinbaum never walks around totally naked. He always wears a Boy Scout neckerchief. But never in the same place twice. Which is why there's no Mrs. Feinbaum, dear.
So when the waiter brought my order, he set down a big bowl of gazpacho right in front of me, and I said, I ordered the consomme. And he said, a hot number like you needs something spicy. And I said, I'll give you something spicy, and I poured the gazpacho right down his pants.
So you never went out with him?
No, just slept with him. He wasn't my type. Now, Sophia, Rose asked a perfectly sensible question.
Am I the only one she caught by surprise?
Ma.
Rose, I'm gonna buy a nectarine. I go to the market every day to buy a nectarine. At 82, that's life. A round trip on the number 6 bus to buy a nectarine.
That's so sad.
Not sad. Life. Sad is when you have to mash the nectarine with a fork. Girls, guess what?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Why do you always come into a room and say, girls? Do you see Molly Ringwald sitting here?
Well, you're awfully cranky today.
Well, forgive me. My arthritis is bothering me. My Social Security check was late. And I realized today I haven't showered with a man in 22 years. Dom DeLuise takes me by the arm and insists I tell Bert the story.
Sophia, I don't want to hear any more about it.
Not even the part when Bert and Dom insisted I repeat the story to Lonnie Anderson?
That's it? I don't want to hear another word.
Oh, Cinderella's back from the ball and her 3 wicked roommates are jealous.
This was a lovely afternoon.
Oh, I'll say, I just love the legitimate theater. You know, I missed Mr. Lee J. Cobb in Death of a Salesman. I missed Mr. Marlon Brando in Streetcar Named Desire. Well, I was damned if I was gonna miss Mr. Dick Butkus and Pal Joey.
And there's a brand new water heater in the garage and wall-to-wall carpeting in all the bedrooms.
Ma, what the hell are you doing?
Selling the house.
Just because a hospital vending machine screws up a lousy cup of coffee doesn't mean that the hospital did anything wrong. Oh, sure, a mistake like getting 2 babies mixed up makes the headlines. But the point is, statistics back me up. Hospitals are remarkably efficient institutions. I mean, seriously. How often does a hospital mix up 2 babies? Have you ever heard of such a thing? Well, have you?
Are you here for the methadone program?
This flyer that came in the mail says they're gonna start a dirty dancing course down at Lawson's Dance Studio. What do you say, Dorothy?
Oh, no. I can't see myself swinging my hips and wildly gyrating my pelvis. I am not interested.
And the world heaves a collective sigh of relief.
You are a vixen. For you, I see a saucier cut, an Audrey Hepburn look. Simple, elegant, and something to accent these delicate features.
Can you really do all that?
Oh, my dear, in many respects, styling hair is like making love. To do it well, one must have trust, respect, and a chair you can pump up and down.
Are you implying that I might have gained weight?
There's only one way to find out. Here's the scale.
Oh, fine.
Sophia, were you looking?
No, actually, that's what you stepped off. But I know it's not a good sign when the first rebound goes into the low 120s. And that was business class.
What I need to know is, does your mother require any special medical care?
She does. An old war injury. Remember the Maine? She didn't. She was a frogman and swam right into the bulkhead. They put a metal plate in her head. Now she gets HBO through her eyeballs.
Don't listen to Blind.
All right, it was his bathtub, and we were blowing suds off of each other when she walked in.
Blanche, what is the point of this story?
Poet? Oh, there's no poet. I just like telling it.
I was worried about Rose. I'm a member of this family, too.
I'm sorry. Ma, that's really very sweet. considering that we have to get up so darn early tomorrow for that commercial.
I said she was family. I'd do anything for that girl. Well, is everybody ready for a spirited game of Guggenspritzer?
To happen this way. I feel like a murderer.
Now, I will not hear any more of that nonsense. It was a freak occurrence on a tennis court, that is all.
She's right, Dorothy. You did nothing wrong. Technically, nothing that would hold up in a court of law. Which is exactly the amount of each girl's life savings.
Exactly?
That's why this is a story instead of an immigration report. May I continue? One girl chooses to spend her money and take a chance on adventure. The other plays it cautiously and books only a ferry to Sardinia, saving the rest of her money for a rainy day.
Still can't believe that Rose caused all this trouble.
Unbelievable.
This whole fantasy about Bob Hope is sick.
Sick.
If she's gonna have fantasies, they ought to be the normal, healthy kind, like sweaty Argentinian cowboys whipping things while they ride naked on the back of Brahma bulls.
I'll never forget that winter day in 1934. I was thinking, boy, am I blessed to have such a precious 2-year-old in my life.
Oh, look! Here's one of us on a bicycle built for two.
I'll never forget that spring day in 1940. I was thinking...
Ma, you're making this up!
Of course I am. How the hell should I remember what I was thinking back then?
We go at the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3!
Excuse me, ladies, but we always dress for dinner here. And in your case, we'd appreciate it if you do that for all 3 meals.
Why don't you come with me and I'll show you how I transform myself into a fresh-faced, innocent young thing.
Could you skip the innocent part, Blanche? The show starts in 2 hours. Oh, I can't do it. I can't ask him to go away with me. I've never learned how to be aggressive.
Honey, it's as easy as riding a bicycle.
I never learned how to ride a bicycle.
It's as easy as falling off a bicycle.
Really? Well, that is easy. Thanks, Dorothy.
It was just a hunch.
Hi, girls. Oh, hi, Blanche. How did your date with John go last night?
Oh, perfect. Dinner in the symphony.
You must be really serious. You've seen him every night this week.
You're a lucky woman, Blanche. You're a guy, John, is just the type I always figured was perfect for my Dorothy. Oh, he sure is. He's smart, he's sophisticated. I was talking blind. The searchlights were out, so I tunneled out of my room with a spoon. I couldn't sleep, so I'm having some tea. If that's okay with you, Prime Minister Bota.
Not that part, Rose. Anyway, spending time with Stan made me see something that I hadn't realized.
He dyes the hair in his ears? I noticed that months ago.
Besides that, I'm still in love with the man, and I can't let him marry someone else.
Is it me, or is the room suddenly getting darker?
What happened between you and Clayton last night is your business, not Blanche's.
But that's just the point, Dorothy. Nothing happened between Clayton and me. Nothing physical, anyway.
Well, why did Clayton say the two of you slept together if you hadn't?
Because he's trying to hide something about himself from Blanche. I don't even feel right saying it out loud. Maybe if I just whispered it.
Oh. Well, I might. You want me to take a look?
Forget it.
Listen, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you like that. I'm just a little uncomfortable here.
Helps if you stuff newspapers under the mattress.
Well, that's not what I meant. I was talking about being here at the shelter.
This is your first time?
Lord, it's been ages since I heard that from a man.
Oh, wow! Look at this.
Boy, the place is really coming along.
Boy, I'll say it is.
I have to give you two credit. It looks like it's really going to happen.
Why shouldn't it happen? I know the pizza business like the back of my hand. I never noticed that before. What do you think it would cost to remove something like that?
Jerry.
Dr. Jerry. Oh, it must be great having just one name. You don't have to worry about people misspelling your last name all the time.
Is your last name difficult to spell?
Yes, but I'm getting better at it.
St. Gustav, I thought we were flying to St. Olaf.
Well, St. Olaf doesn't have an airport. No, the only way you can get to St. Olaf is to fly to St. Gustav and then take land transportation to St. Olaf. Even the birds do it that way when they migrate.
I don't believe this.
Could be worse. We could be going to Beaver Falls.
Beaver Falls? That's my stop.
Is Rose Nyland in?
Yes, please come in. Please come in. You must be the man that Rose spoke to, Major Barker.
That's correct.
Please sit down. Listen, before I get Rose, let me assure you she is the only one here who thinks she saw a UFO.
No, I understand completely, Miss Bornak. By the way, is that Ms. Bornak or Mrs.? I'm hoping it's Ms.
Well, yes.
Take 5. Even the seagulls stopped listening. The rain kept our fans away. Baloney. Every week we've been collecting what, $20, $30 for the clinic? The last couple of weeks we're lucky if we break 10. And you know why? We're losing our edge. The excitement is gone. We're not driven like we used to be. Haven't we learned anything from the tragic examples of Mike Douglas and Ferdinand Marcos?
I've never cared for a man as much as Fidel Santo Domingo.
Santiago.
Oh, whatever. The point is, he's rich, he's handsome, and we were made for each other. Even if I don't speak Mexican.
Spanish.
Whatever. I just hate you. I regret the day you ever moved in here.
And I regret the day I gave birth to you.
Ma, I'm your daughter.
Oh, yeah. I need a bromoseltzer.
I need a cheesecake.
Blanche, let me ask you a question. Are you allowed to go back to Chattanooga?
Are you kidding? The sheriff still rides. He turned me down again. I'm just devastated.
Oh, come on now, Blanche. You said yourself you didn't find him that attractive anymore.
That's not the point, Dorothy. The point is to Blanche Devereaux, sexuality and attractiveness are two very important things. They are Blanche Devereaux. It just tortures me to know that there's one man out there, one on the face of God's green earth that I cannot have. Especially if he's fat and bald.
That was a great idea.
It's great bringing two idiots closer together.
I think that's the motto of the St. Olaf Telephone Company.
Actually, it was in the cutaway Oldsmobile that they kept in the driver's ed department at school. Oh, Lordy, the things I did in that car. It's a good thing old St. Christopher had his back to me.
There's no doubt about it. She's faking.
Dorothy, I didn't learn to do that till I was married.
It doesn't matter how good your product is, you have to know how to promote it. That sure was the case with Fritz Vanderhoeven, who owned the St. Olaf Motor Coach Company.
They built a car in St. Olaf?
They sure did. The Vanderhoeven rocket. Oh, it was a beauty. Fritz really had vision. Actually, he had double vision, which is why it had 8 tires.
Let me handle this. Listen here, mister. Now, I would like to have a word with you. I paid good money for that jacket, and before you walk out of here with it, why, there's something that I want to say to you.
What?
The zipper sticks a little.
I'm sitting in the living room, and the clock strikes 9. Then the bell rings. It's your father in his fedora. He always wore a fedora on Saturday. He walks towards me, reaches out his hand and says, Sophia, you can come now. There's room for you now.
That's it?
You want them to show up with Barbara Eden and the college All-American football team?
Come on, lady, you don't need another.
Why not?
You've had 3 already.
I said, give me another.
Fine. It's your life. Just don't blame me if you get sick.
Oh, morning, Ma. You sleep okay?
Nah, I got up in the middle of the night and there was a puddle in my bed. You know how relieved I was to find out the roof was leaking.
Oh, hi, Rose. Hey, the ceiling in your room leaking too?
No, Dorothy, I just finished milking the cow I keep in my closet. Gee, with only 3 hours sleep, I can be as bitchy as you.
I like you very much. Problem is, I just don't know what it is you like about me. See, I'm used to men liking me for my looks, at least partly, and you don't.
I sure don't. As a matter of fact, I'm glad I never have to look at you.
I can't talk about this.
Oh, of course you can. Rose, we're your friends. We're here to listen. I mean, we've all spoken at one time or another about a sexual problem.
Not me.
It's not your fault and it's not Ernie's. I mean, we've all been with a man who couldn't perform.
Not me.
I'd better grab something to eat before Eddie gets here.
Wait a minute. Why don't you just go out to eat?
There never seems to be enough time.
You know, there's something rotten in the state of Denmark.
It's their cheese. They refuse to use preservatives.
I'd like a package of these, please.
And, I'll take these.
No, thank you.
Now, that wasn't so bad, was it?
Joe, I need a price check on some condoms.
Who would have thought it would rain for 24 hours straight? Red sixes. So, do we go on next?
Ma, I can't let him.
Hey, I let you have the Donatello triplets. A deal is a deal.
Sophia, Alfonso will only embarrass himself.
Oh, please, if he was worried about being embarrassed, he wouldn't walk around with that much hair in his ears. Besides, he called his old vaudeville partner, and they perfected one of their old tricks.
I know. It's better with your brother.
Watching him turn into a masterful musician. You yourselves have heard how he makes the violin sing. But his fate is in your hands. Please don't make him step into that ring tomorrow.
You mean and lose all our money?
Yes.
That's the most touching thing I've ever heard. I don't know what to say.
I do. Fat chance, Grandpa.
Oh, it's so good to see everyone. But where's Trudy? She hasn't seen me in years. I can't wait to see the look on her face.
You could wait 6 months, it wouldn't change.
Of course it did. And your husband had just died.
So what? I hadn't. Well, the point is, I was still feeling a little vulnerable, and I was afraid if I got intimate with somebody too quickly, I might end up getting hurt. So I just gave it up, cold turkey.
And it worked for you, Blanche?
Well, not entirely. Barely a month had gone by before I started feeling those awful stirrings and urgings.
Okay, I forgive you.
Oh, there he is. I've been looking all over for that dog. Harry Weston just pulled up. Time for Dreyfus to go home.
Now, see, that wasn't so bad, was it, Dorothy?
No, you're right. You know, actually, he was very little trouble.
Yeah, no trouble at all. Now, come on, Dreyfus, let's go. Yo, Dreyfus, it's checkout time.
Okay, Sophia, let's go.
Go where? That's not Lillian.
You said you were Lillian.
You think I'm in here because I'm good with names?
I I remember this one old man, his name was Ben. All he did all day long was sit out there on his family's front porch in that old hickory rocking chair and whittle. Just whittle. I used to pass by there on my way home from school, and I'd say, "Hi, Ben." And he'd yell back, "Hi, Blanche. Stay away from my grandsons."
Nice outfits, girls.
Shut up, Rose.
I'm Yvonne, and this is it! Woo! Woo!
Look, I've gone through a life-changing experience. I feel like I'm free to love anybody.
Oh, please. You said the same thing after you had your vasectomy.
That's okay. In Realizations, I learned that people usually hurt each other unintentionally. Therefore, they deserve a second chance.
I hate you. And the doctor who delivered you bought his obstetric tools from a restaurant supply store. Now stop talking crazy and go to bed. Good night. Dorothy, you got a cough drop?
No.
A hard candy?
No.
A Tic Tac?
Does it say Kmart on the back of my nightgown? A mother is someone who raises you and loves you and is always there for you. I don't need any more proof than that.
Me neither. I raised her. And I was the one who got her through that awkward period. The 50 toughest years of my life.
Guess what I found? Fernando.
That's not Fernando.
Well, what do you mean that's not Fernando? How could you tell?
All you have to do is look in his eyes.
Or at the price tag stuck to his back.
Oops. Thanks for trying, Blanche. It's nice to know I have a friend like you who cares.
Oh, that does it. Rose, I would never lie about the U.S. space program. Awkward when it comes to my body, huh? No coordination? You want to see your body defy the laws of nature, physics, and Dade County? Just hit that music, girl, and follow my lead. Look into my eyes.
Miss Know-It-All, for your information, it takes 3 days.
So what did it do for you?
I've learned a hell of a lot about what makes Stanley run. Why I'm so reluctant to make commitments, why I can't keep friends, why all my business ventures seem to fail. I finally have an answer.
Because you're a schmuck?
Did you take this seminar?
Well, I guess it's my shift.
It's okay, Dorothy. I think she's finally asleep.
Oh, thank God. I am exhausted. Haven't been this tired since my wedding night.
Well, a night of unbridled passion should take it out of you.
Who said anything about passion? I was tired from picking up beer cans from Stan's poker buddies.
All right, Rose, out with it. What did Holly do that's so terrible?
Why do you care? You won't believe me anyway.
Hey, Sicilians can always recognize two things. When someone is telling the truth and when they've had their fingerprints changed.
Well, Rose, I might not have any idea what it's like to feel the kind of dependency you do, but there was a time in my life when I tried quitting something.
Blanche, you don't mean...
Sex, Dorothy. I tried quitting sex.
Obviously, you fell off the wagon.
And onto a naval base.
Listen, Rose, remember, mum's the word. Dorothy will break the bad news in due time, okay?
Excuse me, has anyone seen Dorothy? She said hello and then disappeared. Is there a problem?
No, no problem at all. Everything's fine. It's not like anyone died or anything.
I also considered auditioning for the Actors Studio.
Why does every every fighter become an actor. Just once, I'd like it the other way around. If for no other reason than to see Chevy Chase get his butt kicked.
Joan Collins' waterbed. Her waterbed. And now I have a real treat for you. Straight from Poland, the Sklarkiewicz brothers. Where's your brother? Oh, do the best you can.
I can't stand it anymore. Your life is supposed to flash before your eyes when you're dying, not when you're on vacation. I've waited my whole life to ride Space Mountain, and nothing, you hear me? Nothing is going to stop me. Why are you always taking her side?
No, Blanche is talking about,
A Nestle's Crunch?
one over.
Enema bag?
To the right.
Didn't you, Grip?
Condoms, Rose! Condoms! Condoms! Condoms!
Calm down, lady. You just get out of prison?
Great, Dorothy. You going out with Eddie again?
Yes. Oh, by the way, Blanche, I borrowed your gold earrings, if that's okay.
Oh, it's fine, but I do think I should caution you. They were meant for petite ears.
They'll just have to do until Disney unveils their Dumbo line.
Well, you got in pretty late last night.
I know.
So, tell us all about the big weekend.
And don't leave out a thing. I want you to start with the sweet nothings he whispered in your ear.
Well, okay. First, he said that I was a very attractive woman.
Yeah.
And then he said I was fun to be with.
Yeah.
And then he said he was impotent.
If you learn in life to follow the rules and play fair, you'll be heads above the crowd.
You know, Sophia, all of a sudden I feel so much better.
I had a feeling at your age a good cliche would work. Now eat this.
What is it?
That's a meatball and pepper sandwich. If that doesn't put the weight on you, nothing will. Okay, get suited up. All right.
Perhaps you would care to discuss one of my paintings?
That would be lovely.
Good. Now, shall we start here? Now, do you see how I echo Monet with my brush strokes?
Yeah.
Yes. And do you see how I show darkness with single points of light?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And do you see how I convey humor with my cycle of blues and grays?
Oh, yes.
Huh.
You're idiots.
Well, Stanley, you know how she gets at weddings, all emotional. Her nose starts running, then her mascara starts running. Pretty soon everything's running all together. Nobody can enjoy their cake.
Stan, I have to tell you something.
Dorothy, somebody's at the door.
I'll get it.
No, you won't.
But I'm closer. Oh, my God.
Oh, it must be that old plow injury. Dorothy, did you get the door?
You're not even going to ask what's wrong?
What's wrong, Ma?
I got 3 days to live.
Fine, Ma. I'll scratch the Bengay off the grocery list.
I can't believe you're so insensitive.
Ma, you are not dying.
I am, Dorothy. I had a dream last night, a death dream. Your father spoke to me.
Spoke to you? How?
Do I look like Rich Little?
Excuse me?
$10,000. 10,000 once, 10,000 twice, sold for $10,000. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Would you mind if I said a few words to the audience?
For 10 grand, they should let him shower with the audience.
I guess now I'll never get to fly on the Concorde.
And I'll never get to buy that emerald pendant to dangle between my perky bosoms.
And I'll never get to buy perky bosoms.
There's a lot more than that to Blanche Devereaux. My dream was to be a great scientist, work in a laboratory, do research, find a cure for the common cold.
You know, Blanche, I owe you an apology. I really thought...
Then I'd knock all those test tubes off the table, grab a PhD, and show those lab rabbits how it's really done. I was still in high school at the time, and I was having an affair with a very handsome exchange student named Jean-Pierre Fontainebleau. I think he was French or something. He was always sneering, and he wore a beret.
We were never allowed to wear berets when I was in high school. It was against the St. Olaf dress code. They did let me wear a paper cap a lot. It was long and pointy.
Rose, are we anywhere near St. Olaf?
We're getting close. Look, there's the old tree house. Oh, gee, when I was a kid, my best friend Ingrid and I used to go up there all the time. Oh, gosh, it's her. I haven't talked to her in ages.
Well, why don't you give her a call?
Well, maybe I will.
Sure.
Hey! We were all put on this planet for a purpose. Blanche, you're here to work in a museum so that art can be appreciated by humanity. Dorothy, you're here as a substitute teacher to educate our youth. And Rose, you're here because the rhythm method was very popular in the 20s. Okay? I'm going to the movies. Goodbye.
I thought I heard voices in here. What you girls do?
Oh, nothing. We're just sitting talking. Not talking about anything special. The subject of aliens never came up. They check up on you, they encourage you, they never let you slip. That's why we were so happy when Dorothy was born.
Oh, Ma.
Who needed all those people bothering us all the time? That wasn't his real name. That was a nickname, Pig. No, Johansson. Anyway, Pigpen had just turned 80, and the town bylaws made him leave his job teaching driver's training at the high school.
At 80, it was about time.
Well, it had nothing to do with his age. There was an old law on the books about driving with your shirt off.
Beat it, you 50-year-old mattress.
You miserable old...
Blanche, you know the rules. When one of you is out with Fidel, the other one does not interfere.
My apologies. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go take a long, hot, steamy bath with just enough water to barely cover my perky bosoms.
Rose, you never graduated from high school?
Not officially. 3 weeks before graduation, I was asked to be in the kissing booth at the Founders Day Fair. Unfortunately, the first boy I kissed had a nasty case of mono. Well, that afternoon, I passed it along to 50 young men. And one very confused female PE teacher who smelled of Old Spice.
Hello, xin chào các bạn nha. Hôm nay mình sẽ bầu quả ổi. Ổi đây là ổi mình sấy tại vườn nhà mình nên rất là đảm bảo và ngon. Ổi nhà mình rồng. Mình thích ăn những quả xanh xanh này, nó sẽ giòn hơn. Bây giờ mình sẽ rửa qua đi. Đây nha các bạn nha. Mình đã rửa qua đi ạ. Do ổi nhà mình rồng nên là mình sẽ không phải ngâm. Mình chỉ rửa qua đi cho nó sạch thôi ạ. Vì ổi nhà mình không có thuốc sâu gì hết. Thơm luôn các bạn ạ.